We've seen plenty how home consoles can be perfect vessels for good old puzzle games. They're not really hampered by having quote-unquote lesser graphics or sound, simpler button layouts or smaller screens, and the whole portable pick up and play anywhere thing really lends itself well to this genre. I mean, how often are you sat on a train or whatever bored out of your skull? Rather than mindlessly scrolling through your phone or falling asleep, it can be a real blast to knock off a few Picross puzzles or have a round or two of Tetris. The Game Boy Advance, like any handheld worth its salt, has a really healthy assortment of puzzlers to choose from. One of the earliest is October 2001's Denki blocks, a game that saw a worldwide release a mere month or so after its European exclusive Game Boy Color version. We'll perhaps take a look at that one in closer detail when we get to late 2001 in the GBC series. However, it's very similar indeed to this version, only with fewer game options, so I might not bother. Denki Blocks follows that classic formula for puzzle games, a simple-as-you-like concept, a perfectly measured difficulty curve, and plenty of levels that build on and augment the rule set as you go along. Even with so few buttons to play with, it speaks to the absolute simplicity at the core of this game that you rarely even use A or B. The gameplay is virtually all driven by the D-pad. You'll see a series of coloured shapes called gum blocks in a play area. This area might be free of obstructions, but equally could have blockers in it. Every press of a cardinal direction will move all the gum blocks in that direction, provided they aren't impeded by a blocker, another block, or the outer walls. Each colour will move as far as it can in that direction, and if any two or more groups of the same colours touch, they'll join together and be locked in that new position. The first aim of each puzzle is to unite all like colours together. Early on this will be no problem, but soon your movements will be hampered by other colours or even the board itself. You can undo one previous move by pressing B, but will often find yourself restarting stages. Each one has a par score of both number of moves and time taken to complete, but you're not obliged to beat these if you don't want to. Just matching the colours is enough to mark the puzzle as solved. As well as the primary goal, on some puzzles you'll have a bonus shape shown in the top right corner. If you can figure out how to manipulate the blocks so that they stick together in that shape, you'll get a bonus star. This is immediately much harder than the base game and provides that extra layer of challenge for players who, unlike me, a fool, have got their head around the intricacies and have transcended to galaxy brain gaming. I've maybe achieved 2 or 3 of the most basic, but then that's me done. You don't have to solve the puzzle under par and do the special shape all in one go. Feel free to take as many goes as you like. Boards with more than one colour provide another way to earn these bonus stars. Say you have red, green, and blue blocks to match up. If you can get the final shape of each set of colours to be the same, you'll earn a bonus star for each one. So, getting all the red blocks into a 2x3 rectangle and doing the same with the green ones will get you 1 star. Doing it with the blues as well gets you another. Note that rotation or mirroring doesn't count. A 3x2 rectangle won't be good enough. What do you do with these bonus stars, you might ask? Well, you can exchange whatever stars you earn to unlock special puzzles in this place called the Denki Blocks Club. You only need 100 total to unlock everything. Anything above this is simply for your own satisfaction. Each character in the main story mode offers up 25 puzzles, of which you need to complete 15 to open up the next stage. Completing all 25, though, will grant you another 5, up to a total of well over 200 puzzles in the main game. There are quite a few other game modes as well, if that's not enough. Perfecto challenges you to make a specific shape as quickly and efficiently as you can, whereas All Change is a multiplayer mode in 2 stages, where you first race to create a shape from the available blocks. These shapes are then shuffled around between the players. You can't get your own, and the first one to recreate an opponent's shape is the winner. Like I say, the rules couldn't be simpler, but mastery of the thought processes needed to actually get good at the game will take you some time. It's instinctual at first to focus on moving the bits of one colour around, but you've almost got to split your brain and pay attention to what that'll do to the other colours. They all move at the same time. I know it's timed, but try as best as you can to move carefully and with forethought, because it's all too easy to get into a situation where you can no longer solve the puzzle because you've connected together blocks that you weren't paying attention to, or made a shape that now won't move past a blocker. It's a toughie, but all the best puzzlers are. I'm always impressed with games games like this how level designers even come up with the layouts, as some of them are truly ingenious. And I mean, just look at those colors and sprite designs. It pops off the screen. And I know I've just said that graphics aren't that important in puzzlers, but it's nice to have, isn't it?